I just want to show you guys the installation of a Torque Pro app on an old Android phone that a lot of us have laying around somewhere in the drawer, not being used. And this is a good use for those old phones. So I had in the past what's called the ScanGauge 2 OBD2 reader installed in my Hammer H1, and it's a nice thing, nice device. You can do quite a bit of things, read codes and display some of the gauges, but it's only limited to 4 gauges, 4 displays. So nowadays the technology got much better, and again, those old phones are being replaced all the time, so we have them laying around. So I decided to use one of my old Samsung phones, Note 3, together with a OBDLink MX Bluetooth OBD2 adapter. So in order for this thing to work, it's a wireless connection, it's a Bluetooth connection. I had my phone mounted on the side in here in pretty much the same spot where I had my ScanGauge 2 installed, and I have it configured that the Torque Pro comes on automatically when you turn the car on, and it goes to sleep when you turn it off, because I didn't want to remove my phone. I just want to leave it in here. I want to use it only for displaying the gauges, nothing else, no music, no any other things, just having this thing displaying the gauges. So as you can see, it's hardwired. It's hardwired directly into my Pioneer radio, and it's connected only for as a power supply. No data transfer, no music, just power supply. I wanted to use one of those power outlets. There's quite a few of them in the Hammer, but the problem with H1 is that those things are always on. So when I left the car or when I turned the car off, I could not power off the phone. With the radio, it's only on when it's on, and when you turn it off, it kind of goes to sleep. So here's how it works. You put a key in the ignition, that's in any car, and you turn the ignition on, and the Torque app comes on automatically. As you can see, it defaults. I have it set up that it defaults to the main display. You just hit the real gauges, and you can see it automatically displays everything else. And as you can see, right now I have 2, 4, 6, 8 displays. You can configure more if you want to. There's different sizes. Just scrolling it, you can see it. This one is a little bit different. It has a little bit more on the side, smaller. This one is even different. So a lot of options. And when you turn the car off, it goes to sleep. The phone goes to sleep, and eventually it goes off. I think it's about 30 seconds or so, and that thing goes off. Again, the whole idea was to keep the phone in the truck, but I want to make sure that it's off, so nobody can see it and doesn't create attention. What I used to mount it, I was thinking, what should I use? And I used one of those old, they had a bumper case, and I used double-sided tape to just glue that case to one of the little plates that I made in here from plexiglass to fit in. That's a nice thing about H1, it's very rough, so you can do whatever you want with the damn thing. Double-sided tape, it stays on, it's connected again, as I mentioned. And again, just let me get the key, turn it on, ignition on, the scan gauge comes on. You have the gauges, and you can configure Torque Pro that it goes directly to the display, but I chose for now to have it going to the main display. Just one press of a button, and that thing displays whatever you want to display. And again, it goes off, goes to sleeping. and it's sleeping, goes to sleep. The phone goes to sleep. One thing to remember with the Torque Pro app on Android phone is you want to make sure when you configure your phone that the Torque Pro app shuts off completely, goes off. It doesn't go to sleep, it's turned off. So make sure you configure your phone that you can turn the app off completely. And the reason for this, for some reason, when the Torque Pro app goes just to sleep, it has a tendency to keep the OBDLink MX adapter on and prevents it from going to sleep. And if the adapter doesn't go to sleep, eventually what's going to happen, it's going to drain your battery. So again, make sure your Torque Pro app goes off completely when you configure your phone. And there's a couple of apps that you have to install on your phone to make that happen. Again, if you need to know, if you want to know what it is, just leave a comments below and I can post the links. I found those things on YouTube, on the internet somewhere else, so I don't take a credit for those. Somebody else came up with that idea, so I can always post the links to their YouTube. Alright, that's it.